Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over some parts I installed on the Lotus and kind of give you some tips for installing them and my thoughts about the parts themselves. First up is the BOE swirl pot. So this thing is designed so when the fluid comes in it swirls and it like aerates, and it's supposed to help cool the system. And then you can also, there's a Schrader valve right here, you can add pressure to the system. So in a radiator system, more pressure helps. I will show you some things on the install that were kind of, I didn't really get from the instructions. So they gave me an extra hose, didn't really say what it was for. I kind of got confused. The extra hose is for the top here to go into the top of the head to the top of the swirl pot. You have to cut both ends of it and kind of fit it. So that fit nice once I cut both ends. Then you have to cut this hose down right here for the pump. And then the pump bolts to the side of the bracket. I cut about a 1/2 inch off of this, the head end of it, and it fit perfectly fine. The bracket fit great, bolts up there. It kind of just sits right there, then bolts down, right here with a spacer underneath it to the factory spot right above the motor mount. So then this lower hose is what I really had a question about. So this lower hose is supposed to go back to the head up here. It's one piece. So you're supposed to cut it. It goes down, comes up, and then about 5 inches after the elbow you cut it and it goes into the bottom of the swirl pot. So that's that line. They did say to plug this line that goes and tees in right there. I got to figure out the best way to do it. I'm probably going to like have it up here and then do the bolt in it with a clamp. I don't know for sure yet. I got to think of a good way to do it. I kind of want to just replace that T-fitting with a down here with a piece of pipe, but it's kind of not easiest to get to. So we'll kind of see. Oh, it's actually, looking at it now, it's built into the hose. So I'd have to replace the whole hose. So that's not an option. But we'll see what I end up with and I'll let you guys know. So this line right here goes into the top of the head, comes up. You have to cut the 90 off of it and then it feeds into the fitting they give you. So all this stuff's just hand tight right now. Then the bottom hose, it's this line that goes all the way behind the engine, comes up and 90s. And goes into this fitting. You got to cut the extra 90 off of it, just like the upper hose, and then it goes in there. I got to do some hose management down here and get really that. Overall, the quality is great. The bracket's beautiful. The finish on it's beautiful. The swirl tank's great. All the fittings are nice. Really, I can't complain about it. Like I said, the only thing that I can't complain about, and I will, is I got a little confused by the instructions, but that's nothing major, and I hope this video can help somebody else if they're in the same boat. Let's look at the oil cooler next. So a lot of people will ask, why are you going from dual oil coolers in the front to a single in the back where the motor is? And everybody thinks that dual oil coolers are better than a single. Well, technically, yes. The duals are better. They cool better. But the lines were so long coming from the front of the car to the back that it added a lot of weight, and it also would allow the oil never to heat up. It would take a long time. So this is a little more efficient with heating up. So this is the BOE kit. You can get a right or a left side. This is the right side. The left side is if you want to do, if you're using a supercharger and you have the intercooler set up here, but I have the intake over there and I didn't want to clutter over there, and I'll have the catch can over there and the fuel surge tank. I just didn't want to start cluttering up over there, so I had a bunch of room over here. They give you this drop-in two-piece sleeve that when you tighten the bolt, it like pushes against itself and expands, and it's really tight in there, which is kind of cool. So right now this thing is just leaning up against there, so it's kind of crooked. It's supposed to go on the inside and it'll level out. It's got a Spall fan, C-Trab, oil cooler, BRMS lines. These are the upgraded lines from them. So
They are really, really nice. If you're ever questioning which line goes where, because I messed it up because I didn't read the instructions, if you're looking at the sandwich plate, the passenger side fitting goes to the back, then the driver side fitting goes to the front. Shorter hose in the front, longer hose in the back, obviously. But love it. Quality is great. Looks great. The only thing is, I thought was kind of weird, is you kind of have to bend it a little, they say in the instructions, to get it to like line up with the holes, which I thought is kind of weird. You got to bend it when it's tightened in there. But you have to change. They do give you the fittings. I don't know if they give them to you for the standard lines, but I went with the upgraded line kit. So then the fittings that were in the sandwich plate had to be changed to adapt to the lines. But super happy with it. The only thing I didn't do yet was the wiring, which I'm going to wait because the surge tank will have some wiring to it, and I was going to do them all at the same time so we didn't have to take things back apart and that. So I'll show you kind of the wiring, give you a gist of it, and kind of tell you what I think. So the wiring's kind of nice. It's all Deutsch connectors and it's all loomed nice. So I'd say it's pretty good. So the first thing they give you is a fuse, or a relay, I'm sorry, and then a fuse down here. And then it ties into the inertia switch. So the inertia switch, this goes into this little connector, which was kind of unclear how it went. It goes into this 3-prong connector. And the inertia switch triggers power to these. So this will go to like the fan, this will go to, my fuel surge tank pump and all that, and then you got extra. So they think about extra down the road, and then this goes to the fan. They think about extra down the road, which is kind of nice because you always are adapting, always adding things. So having to redo the wiring all the time if you didn't plan it from the beginning is super nice. I'll kind of show you the inertia switch and explain what it does and where it's at. They gave me a little jumper that adapts that harness into it, and I already put it on because it was kind of easy and just tinkering around with the wiring and how I was going to do it. So here it is. The inertia switch is right here, right below where the surge tank or the swirl pot is and all that. It's just a button. It's in case you get in like an accident or rollover, it will kill power, which is nice. So they give you a little jumper harness which goes in between the plug at the bottom, and then it has a plug that comes off of it right here, which ties into that other 3-plug harness that I showed you and ties all that together. I'll probably end up mounting the relays in here somewhere and go with that because the surge tank will be right here, the catch can will be right here, so that'll kind of be cluttered up. But turned out really good. As you can tell too, I don't know if you can see, I got the Tillet seats. Really, really happy with them. I went with the B5s in carbon, and I got the pads for them. And then I got the carbon center console, which I don't know if it's too much carbon. And then I'm going to do the HVAC surround in carbon as well when it's back in stock. And then I want to do like an OMP steering wheel with quick release eventually in suede. But that'll be the future. Everything else, radiator's done. Now I'm just waiting on the wheel bearings. Wheel bearings are killing me right now. So hopefully the wheel bearings are here in the next week or so, and I can get the suspension back on the car and button it up. I don't want to put the clams back on until the suspension is done because it's easier to work on everything without. And then hopefully the second week of May, the fuel surge tank is done with the catch can, and those are on their way here. That's really it. Thanks for watching. Sorry there's not big updates, but I just wanted to get some stuff done to it and kind of show you guys what's going on with it. The Civic, I did get the wiring harness for that, so I might start working on that soon and getting the engine wired up and kind of getting it ready to fire, I guess, because it's getting close. But thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see. And until next time.